Hey, what's up? It's your boy Big G coming at you again with another video about my experience as a Rikers Island correction officer. One of the things that I spoke about already in a previous video, but I want to go through it again because this one is a little bit more serious, more intense, is our females, is the female correction officers. Listen, everybody took their job for their own reason. Everybody got their own problems. Everybody got their own solutions. Basically, everybody got their own reasons for taking a job. Now, we already know that all over the world, in every jail, females are being accused of sleeping with inmates. It's no secret. It's no shock value. It happens. There's been proof that it happens and stuff like that in various jails. My experience on Rikers Island was you don't know why a female will have sex with an inmate. You can't help who you fall in love with. I know y'all sitting there saying fall in love. Yeah, fall in love with. A female can have a type. Tall, dark, handsome, Chinese, curly hair, light eyes, green eyes, whatever. In jail, you got a million dudes in there working out, staying fit, eating right, that fit the description of a man that a female would desire to be with. So the badge, you take an oath. Care, custody, control. I'm not here for no sex, and I'm not here to be nobody's friend. I'm not here to especially with no inmate, because, quote unquote, if you're in jail, supposedly, allegedly, your future of being a productive father or a productive husband at the time that you're incarcerated is not a good one. Now, when you get out, ain't no telling what you could do. You could bounce back. You could be all the man you could be. Now, as far as me as a man looking at a female, you know, you got these female correction officers, and then you got male officers that were there, such as myself and other guys. You look at the perspective. Why would a female date, have sex, and or have a baby by an inmate, and you got so much of these available men around you? Even though we a-holes, men can be assholes and stuff like that. Relationships ain't different when you become a correction officer. An asshole dude is still going to be an asshole dude. Now, I'm just focusing on females end up dating and being with inmates while they were on the job. I witnessed, when I first got on there, it was puzzling to me because first you try to go by everything the academy taught you. Then you go by the book. He's an inmate. She's an officer. Her word over his word. She swore the oath to uphold the law, the badge, and everything to be a correction officer. So basically, if something go down, you take the CO's word over allegedly a lying-ass inmate. So that's how it was. So, but I would see things. Like when I first got on the job, I'm working in C-73. There was this old school inmate in there that when I assumed the post, I did my 1-2 step. I went down to do a search just to do my count and check out the inmate cell and stuff like that. This dude had alligator shoes lined up under his bed. He had silk sheets on his bed. You know what I'm saying? And I knew that wasn't allowed. As far as I know, me being a rookie, that wasn't allowed. And then there was one particular officer that used to come, and it wasn't her assigned post, but she was known throughout the jail. She was cool with everybody. She was cool with me. So I didn't cut her no slack, or I didn't think none of it, but she would come check on this dude all the time. Take him out of the area, take him to his medical visits, and take him to his visit. You know, she would escort him around the jail. And none of the other officers said nothing about it, so I didn't think nothing of it. You know what I'm saying? This is like when I first got on the jails, but it raised a flag in my mind, like, why would she do that? And who is this dude? He got gators, ain't nobody running into a cell, ain't nobody trying to rob him, ain't nobody trying to do it. So he must have some kind of pull in there. That's like early on an indication to me that something was right, or extra relationships was going on. Now, of course, throughout my career, it was rumored this one is messing with this inmate. And I personally know some females that did get pregnant by inmates, didn't get caught, didn't get blown up, and before it got to the point where they was going to be blown up, they resigned. They resigned. So once they resign, investigation stops. There's no need to really prove if the baby that she had was the inmates or something like that. And, you know, in the future, I saw them. I saw her with the guy out in the town. He legitimately had a good job. He had money, and they rode over to the sunset and was happy ever after. Then you have these stories. Like you would think a female that would have sex with an inmate got low self-esteem, maybe she don't look that good on the outside. Nah, that ain't always the case. Some women just come in on that freaky shit. I've witnessed myself 2 officers, females, on post. Now let me paint this picture. Men in jail, some men still have that chauvinistic, you might say, that listen, I'll fight a dude, but I'm not arguing with no chick. I'm not gonna beat up no chick, yada yada yada. Then some inmates just don't give a damn. What I'm trying to say about that is, a man know if he shows his private parts to an inmate, other inmates may even fuck him up. I mean, beat him up for that. Now, what I'm trying to say is this: I've seen females do a count, go down to an inmate cell, right? The inmate sleep, but he got his private parts hanging out from his underwear. He might be well endowed. He might have a big Johnson or whatever the case may be. I've seen females run back, tell the other officer, girl, go check cell number 18. Go check it out. Now, we all know the inmate did that on purpose. He know he just can't outright show this female his Johnson. So he fakes like he sleep, have his wiener hanging out, and the chicks is ooling and gooling. Little do they know that other inmates know he did that on purpose. It's all a scam to see which females pick up on it, which females pay attention to it. You know what I'm saying? So now they go back down there and they looking at oogling, googling at his private parts. They bang on the cell like they upset that he exposed himself. He jumps up like, oh, see, I was asleep. I didn't know, my apologies. And boom. But from then on, they're paying special attention to him. Other inmates see that he getting special treatment from particular officers. Now, it was rumored that one of these females was dating or was messing around with an inmate. Wasn't no real proof. Nobody's seen anything crazy except for you had to be working her post to see how she interacts with this gentleman to know whether or not it was true that this was going on. So it was an incident where we had an inmate, rowdy, maybe a gang member, maybe not a gang member, but every housing area he went to, randomly, he would punch a random inmate in the face and get into a fight with him. I guess it was a way to get himself moved out that housing area. So he did that 2 or 3 times, just bouncing around to different housing areas. So he was in my housing area one time, and I had one of the roughest housing areas, C73, 8 of them. And he punched one of the guys in the face, and they jumped him. Yeah, they beat his ass, and I had to get him out of there. Boom. Got him out of there, packed him up. So then the next day, I got word that this inmate got killed in the next housing area he went to. So I'm thinking to myself, he must have went in there, ran into the right one, punched him in the face, and somebody finished him. So now what happened was the same female that was alleged rumored that was messing with the inmate. Like I said, you had to be there to see her interacting with the inmate to know if it was true or not. But what rumored was that this same inmate that went in there, he didn't punch nobody in the face, but he went in there on some rah-rah stuff. He went in there running his mouth. He went in there starting mess, and he started something with the female correction officer. So at that time, she was messing with a high-ranking gang member that ran that house. So now you're an inmate. You come in there and you get into it with her, calling all kind of names, dirty bitch, whatever you was calling, you get into it with her. Not knowing that her man is the head blood in there. So you know what happened after that. They jumped the guy. They jumped him and they killed him. I don't know if they overdid with the jumping, the stomping, or whatever the case may be, but he got killed. And it was supposedly because he was disrespecting the head gang member's girl, which was a CO. You know what I'm saying? So my thing is like this. I'm not gonna say every female on Rikers Island does this and stuff like that, but some human nature sometimes takes over and they see a man and a woman, not an inmate and a correctional that's supposed to be upholding the badge or doing the job, care, custody, and control. So once somebody's feelings get involved, the job basically is out the window for that particular inmate. You know what I'm saying? So nobody knows if it's best for her and her life that she get with this inmate, resign, ride off into the sunset with him, or she's jeopardizing her job, which we all hold true because most CEOs ain't going to do that to jeopardize their job. They got family and all that stuff to take care of. They're not going to do that to jeopardize their livelihood for that. But in some cases, some females do have sex with the inmates and get away with it. In particular, it was rumored that she was dating this guy. That was his girl, and he didn't like the fact that this dude he had to do something if this inmate is coming here disrespecting his woman, not the CO, his woman, and that's what happened to the inmate. You know, upon investigations, maybe they found out it was true, maybe they didn't, you know what I'm saying? But that goes on inside the jail. Like, it's been times where I'm not gonna lie, when I decided to be corrupt, when I was doing a whole bunch of corrupt things, running through the jail, selling drugs, doing all kind of craziness as a correction officer, which led me to be incarcerated. I've seen things. I've seen other officers do things that none of my business. I was a DN, a dirty Negro, because I walked in on a female correction officer, Spanish, you know what I'm saying, and she was, you know, giving an inmate some head. My thing was like this. You, at the time, I know I'm dirty. I'm dirty as hell. I'm doing my thing through that, and I need no extra heat coming to me. So when I caught her, she was shocked and everything. He thought I was going to run in there on some Rambo stuff like that. Here's my thing, my mentality at the time. If you didn't press your panic button to send out a signal that you need help, that this inmate is raping you or doing something to you that you didn't want done, and I walk in on it and I see you without being forced performing head on them, I'm on my business. But the dirty Negro in me let her know I saw you. I'm not going to take your job. I'm not going to take your job. That's on you. You know what I'm saying? But you owe me. And needless to say, anytime I got ready, she paid her debt. I'm just going to put it out there like that. You know what I'm saying? Actually became cool. I became cool with it. You know what I'm saying? So because I didn't do that, but at the same time, she took care of me a couple of times and stuff like that. But stuff like that goes on throughout the jail. You know what I'm saying? You don't know why a female would do that. It's not all the time that it ends up in a bad way where they get caught, where they go to jail. You know, because I know you heard the story about the girl who had the baby by and MDC, about the guy the cop killer. She had a baby by him. So what mental state was she in when she decided to get pregnant and have a baby by this guy? It happens all the time. You just not put out there so people can, people can see. So once again, it's your boy Big G coming at you with another story, another one of my experiences. I'm available to do speaking engagements. I'm available. I would really like to start going to correction academies and talk to the recruits that's coming in and let them know what it is from both sides of the fence. It's your boy Big G. Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that bell. I got more stories coming to you. Walk with me, family, and I'm out.